Hello everyone, welcome to Oracle of the Central Sun. I am Michelle. This video is about the new moon in Cancer. This is happening in most time zones on Wednesday the 25th of June. Where I'm at in South Africa, it's happening at 12:31 in the daytime. A new moon in Cancer. This is always an exciting time because Cancer is the house of the moon. And as we know, the ruler of the house where the new moon falls is always a big influence on what the new moon is about. And when a planet is in its own sign, it's obviously very at home. It's in its own house, it knows where everything is, it knows how everything works, and it can bring its best energies. So Cancer is the sign of emotion, and it is a sign of connection and of family and of how we treat each other and how we show our hearts to others. And the moon is also about our emotions. It is about how we connect. It is about feminine energies. It's about sisters. And so this is a very emotional, feminine new moon. And it is happening at 4 degrees and 7 minutes of Cancer. At a new moon, the sun and the moon are always sitting together. So the sun is also at 4 degrees 7 minutes of Cancer. And new moon energies is always a planting of a seed. When any planet comes into contact and is conjunct the sun, that is a seed point, and every new moon is a seed point of a new cycle. The cycle of the sun and the moon is the shortest cycle in astrology because the moon is the fastest moving. So as we know, the moon has a 28-day cycle. So we work between new moon and full moon with those 14 days to see what seed is planted and then what culminates on the other side. So this is going to be an even more emotionally expansive and just emotional new moon in general, because Jupiter has just had its conjunction with the sun, and Jupiter is conjunct this new moon. The new moon is at 4 degrees of Cancer, and Jupiter is currently still sitting at 3 degrees of Cancer. Jupiter is very happy in the sign of Cancer. It's exalted in the sign of Cancer. So usually when a planet is so close to the sun, it is said that it is under the beams of the sun. And this usually means that the planet can't perform and bring its energies as easily as it normally would. But when a planet is in its own house, or it's in a sign where it is exalted, like Jupiter is in Cancer, then it is protected. It is still able to bring all of those good qualities in a very easy way to this new moon. So Jupiter is comfortable in Cancer. The moon is in its own house. So there's a lot of things that can be easy and flowing to do with moon and Jupiter energies at this time. So as we know, Jupiter is known as being expansive. It's known as a bringer of good fortune. And Jupiter can be expansive in many different ways. So what's not often talked about is that sometimes when Jupiter shows up in a sign, if there is something challenging happening there, Jupiter can expand that as well. So please keep in mind that with all planets and all energies, there's always more positive and more so-called negative things that can happen with every single planet. But the benefic qualities of Jupiter is definitely present. Um, it is about our belief systems. Jupiter is about how we live, how our philosophy about life is influencing our experience in the world. Jupiter is about how we learn, um, how we learn to interact with our belief systems and our philosophies um, in the world. So there's a lot that can be changed and that can be renewed, and new belief systems and experiences can definitely show up with this new moon being conjunct with Jupiter. It can be very expansive. It can really enhance all the energies that are at play at this time. And because there's just been a new seed point between the Sun and Jupiter as well, this is really almost a double strength new moon, because there's such a lot of newness happening here, and we can truly step into completely new parts of our lives. So this new moon is also sextile to Mars. Mars, it has just moved into the sign of Virgo after its very long stay in Cancer and Leo. And at this new moon, Mars is now sitting at 4 degrees of Virgo. So Mars is now in a much more practical place where it needs to be more grounded and find practical ways to take action in the world. And the fact that this new moon is sextile to Mars means that whatever seed is planted for you in the sign of Cancer at this new moon, you can have extra energy here to deal with Mars in how you take your action, how you deal with energies of conflict and anger. New things can arise. Mars can bring its best qualities in a sextile format to this new moon in terms of learning discernment when taking action, and discernment in dealing with more conflicting relationships and energies. So this sextile to Mars is a very good energy. We are dealing with a lot of conflict in general in the world at the moment. So dealing with the more easygoing and discerning aspects of Mars is very beneficial. And Mercury is also still sitting in the sign of Cancer at the time of this new moon. Mercury's almost come to the end of Cancer now. It is sitting at 28 degrees of Cancer, and it is sextiling Uranus. And we've had a lot of Uranian influence to full moons and new moons lately. A lot of sudden change and insights and unexpected things happening. And Uranus is very strong at the moment because it is sitting at 29 degrees of Taurus. This is known as the anaretic degree. It is the last degree before it moves into a new sign. And this actually makes the planet even stronger. So the Uranus influence at this new moon can be very strong. And it is sextile Mercury, so this can be about commerce, about communications, about our thought patterns. And because Jupiter is involved, also, about our belief systems changing, and thought patterns related to the energies of Mercury. And with Uranus, unexpected things can happen at any time. We can have sudden new insights. It can really be like a bit of a thunder or an earthquake type of energy, when we are dealing with Uranus. Energies that come around to really like shake things up in your life and change things around and make things new again. And because Uranus is at the very end of Taurus, it's very strong. So it's going to be interesting to see what shows up at this time. And so just about 10 days after this new moon, on the 7th of July, Uranus is for the first time in over 80 years going to move into the sign of Gemini. So then we're going to be dealing with more outer planet brand new energies. And Uranus in Taurus, Taurus is an earth sign. It is more slow moving and grounded. Uranus, by its own definition, is a very, very fast moving energy. And Taurus kind of kept Uranus a little bit in check. But when Uranus is going to move into Gemini, it is now moving into an air sign. And Uranus in Gemini is going to be much more fast acting. And things can happen much, much quicker and much faster. And change can happen much faster when Uranus is actually traveling in the sign of Gemini. So if we look at all the energies coming together at the time of this new moon, we are dealing with Jupiter. We are dealing with belief systems. We are dealing with our philosophy about life. We are dealing with expansion in this sign of Cancer, wherever that falls for you in your chart. And Cancer in general is about the home. It is about our family. It's about our relationships with the people we love and the people close to us. So all of these things can be influenced. And again, with Mercury sextile Uranus, expect the unexpected, because there's definitely some unexpected things that can also come to light at the time of this new moon. So I did a Ching reading for this new moon to get some insights and advice. I got hexagram 51, which is called Rolling Thunder or Expansive Beginnings. And it is also called a shaking or arousing. And so I feel this I Ching symbolism that is showing through with this hexagram is dealing with that Uranus energy that is part of this new moon. It reads, the shock of the new, a thunderstorm, something surprising arises. Reimagine your beliefs. So this is the Jupiter part, the belief systems and our philosophy of life. Begin something new. What shakes things up can be shocking, but soon a cause to rejoice. Change is here to put the new into action. Adjust yourself to the new. Stay with your inner depth, with your stillness and with your focus while in the storm. The eye of the storm is where the stillness is. So what this is saying is that I feel this hexagram speaks to all the emotional qualities that we can experience with a moon in Cancer, and the fact that it is conjunct Jupiter, which can expand all of these emotions that we are feeling. And also that we can be experiencing some surprises and shocking changes at the time of this new moon, because of Uranus being sextile to Mercury, and also at the 29th degree of Taurus. So I love this part where it says, the eye of the storm is where the stillness is. And stay with your inner depth, your stillness and your focus while you are in the storm. So we're all being called here to find that inner stillness, allow the storm to maybe happen around you as much as possible, but stick with your inner stillness and see how you can stay there and be grounded while the storm is happening around you. So the Jupiter influence I would love to talk about, because we've just now had Jupiter move into the sign of Cancer on the 7th of June, and it's going to stay in the sign of Cancer for about 13 months until the end of July 2026. And Jupiter is exalted, it is conjunct this new moon, and Jupiter is about optimism and expansion. It is complex and it can be paradoxical, because like I said, Jupiter is seen as the great benefic, but that expansive energy does not really choose what it expands. So sometimes it can be expanding challenging energies and challenging experiences as well. And this is all on point because it allows things to expand to a certain degree in order to make clearer for us what is no longer working, what we need to change, what we need to let go of. Jupiter is about exploration. Like I said, it's about our belief systems, our philosophical view of the world. It is about the search for truth and meaning. It is about abundance, prosperity, generosity, and also about social opportunities. So I also drew some tarot cards for this new moon. And the main card that I drew is the Three of Wands. And the Three of Wands is also a card of new beginnings. It is about future prospects. It is about having confidence. It's about growth, and it's about new beginnings. You can see he's standing there. He's overlooking the entire horizon. He's looking at all the possibilities that is lying in front, and he knows that there's a journey to be had, but he's open to this new beginning and this expansion that wants to happen in his life. And then the secondary cards that came up for this new moon is also the Knight of Cups. And the Knight of Cups is often about an offering. The knight is sitting on his horse. You can see the horse is very nobly moving forward. The knight has a cup in his hands. He's bringing some kind of heart offering. And he also has the wings of Mercury there with a message connected to his helmet. So with the Knight of Cups, it is about charm and charisma. It is about an offering. It's about diplomacy. It's about an emotional expression of the heart. He's giving the cup. And it's about moving forward with the heart, with sensitivity, with sensuality, and with trust. So I feel this is a big part of this new moon, is that we are going to be connected to that sensitive part inside of ourselves. And our hearts may feel very open, and we may feel like we need to offer something. And this is all about looking after yourself and finding that inner sensitivity and trust. And then the last card is the Queen of Pentacles. So this Queen is about focus. She is focusing on that pentacle on her lap, and she is abundant. She's in a very, very abundant garden. She's surrounded by plants that are flowering and blooming, and all the flowers haven't even opened yet. There's still so much abundance to come. This card is about generosity, about patience, caring and nurturing. And so I feel this is also such an important part of this new moon, to find those parts of ourselves that we can be generous with ourselves or with others, to find patience with those things in our lives that still want to grow, and those things in our lives that may be taking some time before they are flowering and blooming, and to be caring and nurturing with ourselves and with others around us as much as we possibly can. So I absolutely wish you a beautiful new moon, and stay in the center of the storm. If you may be one of those people affected by the unexpected Uranian qualities of this new moon, obviously it won't affect everyone in exactly the same way, but yes, find a way to stay grounded, find your inner depth, your stillness and your focus as much as you can, and plant beautiful new seeds in this Cancer part of your life, for this next month, and also for the next year, because like I said, Jupiter was just conjunct the Sun. That is a brand new cycle, and it is now conjunct this new moon. So whatever seeds are planted at the time of this new moon, there's going to be things that might blossom within the first month, after the new moon, and then also things that could blossom within the next year while Jupiter is still in Cancer. Have a beautiful new moon. I thank you for being here. I'm offering personal readings. I'm offering healing sessions. The link to book sessions with me will be below this video. Please share your comments. Please like, please subscribe if you find value here, and leave an emoji if you don't feel like commenting. It helps my channel to grow. It helps more people to find this content, and I truly appreciate that. I will see you again next time.